If you're in a car and you stick your hand out the window, if you have it facing the wind with the flat part of your palm, obviously you can tell there's a hard force against it. If you just rotate your hand so that it's wing-like, the force pushing you back is a lot less. That's an intuitive illustration of how aerodynamics works. It's a force that pushes against motion.
Anytime you can save a watt here, a watt there, that's huge. Something you can use in a more important part of the race.
S2 and the S3 kind of established and really pioneered the aero road bike segment, and so people use it as a real race bike, and that's what they expect of us. So we're going to go and actually do some comparative testing on those and just see how far ahead current bikes are and the next generation of our own aero bikes will be.
When you ride your bike, you overcome all the forces that resist your bike motion. Typically 70 to 80% of the power you put into the bike is consumed by the aero drag. Aero drag is your enemy, and an aerodynamic bike really helps.
16 years ago when we started making aero road bikes, people didn't really understand or didn't believe us about the benefits. We were just a couple of geeky engineers that liked the technical side of biking. But over the last 16 years, I think we've seen that validated.
I suspect that a lot of people don't believe aerodynamics because they don't know the numbers, they don't know what the numbers mean. People know about weight, which is due to gravity. It's a vertical force downward. So when you climb a hill, say, lighter weight bikes are easier up a hill, all else equal. There is no little plastic box with a battery that tells you the aero drag. So it's less intuitive. The wind tunnel is like a scale for weight. It's a scale for drag. And you can bring all the prototypes and all the stuff you've bought to the wind tunnel, and the wind tunnel will rank them. Leave the wheel behind, take the fork up.
Oh yeah, the wind tunnel is really cool. You get to try all these neat things you've been wondering about for months. It's like a playground. It's like a sandbox for older guys.
Alright, let's do it. That's really long.
The guys from Project California were heavily involved in this bike because we took the learnings on how to build a better bike from building the R5 California using our internally developed C-Top software to define the shapes. So it's all of our learnings that we applied to the California, now applied to an aero road platform.
The S5 is first and foremost a genuine road bike. It's got typical road geometry, typical road riding position. It's very stiff torsionally, it's very stiff in the bottom bracket, and we applied shapes to make it more aero than anything we've ever tested before. Today, we're going to be able to compare the S5 to the other bikes for the first time. So we don't know. We're going to open the box and put those bikes in wind tunnel for the first time and make a comparison. Learned that if you ride a 100-kilometer ride and your twin, identical person, rides side by side with you on the same ride and you're on two different bikes, one of them is the Cervélo S5 and one of them is the Cervélo S3. The S5 rider will finish a minute and a half sooner than the same rider on the S3.
You're looking at something like 30 watts of improvement on an S5 versus a standard road bike. That's massive. I mean, I train all season to get 30 watts better.
Yeah, the dummy's famous. Dave Zabriskie, we scanned his body and we CNC'd a foam model of Dave Zabriskie. We call him DZ.
Oh, got my little foam dummy. I wish that was real. Then it could race for me. I wish it could race for me.
Actually mimics what the actual rider's on it. It's stable, as opposed to Dave physically not so stable. But Foam Dave's stable and easy to work with.
Aerodynamically, if you're saving couple watts per kilometer. That adds up over the entire day to a lot, and that's something you can use in a more important part of the race.
It's amazing, like when we did the testing,
Yeah.
it was like, holy crap, this thing is fast.
What it comes down to is efficiency over time. The last climb for us is the most important, but really what happens all day before that is what makes that last climb successful or unsuccessful. I think, you know, the average rider will definitely, or even better than the average or worse than the average, you know, I think everybody will have an amazing experience on this bike and be able to smoke their buddies for sure.
For someone like me, I'm not a sprinter, so if I'm in a breakaway or if I'm trying to bridge a gap, like being more of a domestique and covering moves and stuff, yeah, it's pretty important to be able to have that extra bit more to take you there.
So from a pro standpoint, yeah, it gives you an advantage when you're in the break or going off the front, but it gives you an advantage all the way through the day until you decide to make that jump. From a recreational rider standpoint, it's the same thing. It's helping you all the time. So when you're out on those rides, it's more comfortable because you're not on the limit the whole time, and when it goes, you get a much better chance of being able to jump and stay with the guys. I guess there's about 5 key features that really drive the performance on this bike. The first is the drop-down tube. The main benefit of the drop-down tube is that it smooths the airflow from the fork onto the down tube, filling in the turbulent gap that's normally behind the fork crown. The second area is that it's built for bottles. It was designed with the idea that you have to work with water bottles on the bike.
The down tube shields the bottle to make the air part once around the down tube and the bottle.
Or the third thing would be the extended rear wheel coverage. The base of the rear wheel is completely fared into the frame now, much as you'd see typically on almost a time trial bike.
So the air is parted once around the seat tube and onto the rear wheel.
And at the top of that, the brake is completely hidden behind the seat stays.
If you look at the top of the seat stays, they have a shoulder where the seat stay curves to join the frame seat tube.
So the air separates once over the seat stay and brake and then closes up again. It's a very smooth transition. And finally, it's all built on the BB Right platform. So it's asymmetric, stiffer, and lighter, so you get a much stiffer pedaling platform.
It beats the S3 hands down. And the S3 beat every other bike for years hands down. The Cervélo S5 is the most advanced aero road bike that Cervélo's ever designed.
Yeah, this is 16 years of knowledge and effort stuffed into one road bike. It's definitely an attempt to make the best road bike, period. It's designed to be the ultimate road bike.